Of course, when I want to show you my Discord, it decides to have a big black screen that doesn't show anything. But before that, it just starts updating for the longest period of time. They've truly destroyed a great friggin' application. Okay, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about Discord. We're gonna talk about how we got to this point, how every single time we as people gather around something that's great, something that we all enjoy, and start inviting all of our friends to, and we have a group session with all the fun stuff, and we start have movie nights and Discord channels, playing games together, enjoying the company. Someone sneaks into the back door of the company and wants to make it a publicly traded investor company. And then the investors of this investor company are like, hey, I know how we can make more money. Let's put ads everywhere. Let's not just do that. Let's hire that Candy Crush guy. Yeah. Yeah, let's hire him to manage Discord. I think we all understand the books by now. Clay, right? Started with Facebook, went to Instagram, TikTok, heck, YouTube before it got bought by Google. You guys remember that YouTube wasn't originally made by Google, right? Right? Oh, Twitch and Amazon, right? Like we're seeing the pattern here, right? So I think, I think we need to all be ready to move no matter how comfortable we get in any place. Because no matter how many times we decide to create our own communities away from corporations without oversight and without these pointless rules and then censorship and then how many files you can transfer, how much time you can spend without having to upgrade to a better quality subscription to make better stream quality, voice quality. Oh, but you now have 100 people in your Discord server. You can upgrade your Discord server to 1,000 people for a affordable 199 a month or a year, whatever the hell. Like, I get some case scenario where like Discord is a server, and I'm a web developer. I understand the process. You need to have a server to run somewhere that takes up electricity, that has to get paid in order to keep the service up. True. And as more people get in, the more and more servers you need to scale that particular service. True. But also the more and more pointless features you have, the more that server tends to get bogged down by pointless features, right? Like I get the whole gaming system, the little play, a little cool, little putt putt with the Discord, but I don't use that much. You know, I can go to a website, can download some games on Steam, some better putt putt games. Don't use up that server for a feature that may or may not be used by many, and then charge as if everyone's using it. My point is this: Discord has become bloatware. It's to the point of becoming enshittified. We just have so many things when in the beginning, and I'll show you what I use Discord for. It's very simple. Very, very simple stuff. It's just a community. That's it. Talking, chatting, sending gifts, having different servers, just chilling with people. And my professional server is where I have my students, where it's a more, language friendly location. But the gamer server is just all out, do whatever. Just don't abuse each other. Don't be a dick. Be friendly. Like just normal human being stuff. Just being a good person. That's all the requirements for my servers. But then yeah, I mean, people abuse that, don't they? I mean, we've heard a lot of situations where Discord has become this cesspool of some sort of crime in some corners where it's not being completely managed, and there's things that are happening on certain servers that are just not good. not good human stuff, you know what I mean? I mean, you can look it up online to look at some Discord controversies and illegal things happening in Discord. Be my guest. I'm not gonna go over that here, but I want to keep this short, and I'm just gonna show you what I use Discord for. Tell you that I'm probably moving, and I'm gonna have to migrate the process that I've created in my servers specifically, and go over some little articles that I saw, right? All right, so let's get it moving. So here's my Discord. This is my Super Scholar Discord. This is where my friend decided to put a curse word in my student server, and I have a bot. Bots are great, dude. They can filter, they can moderate for you if you set it up correctly and you let it work on its own. Of course, if you have one. If you're trying to tend to a crowd of NSFW people, probably a bot's not the best case scenario here. But this is where I have all of my particular server students, people that I communicate with, and I can't see the top here, right? General chats, Discord index of the places that you can go, marketing, trading, self-investment, communication, gardening, husbandry, botanics, psychology. These are all books. These are all books, open source books that I've collected over the years that I put up here so people can download and learn and expand. Super scholars. Like it's just kind of the concept of keep learning. What do you want to learn? It's open source books. You can find them all over the internet, but I've compiled them into one place, right? Um, Announcements, book lists that I generally like, life-changing books, 77 tips to optimize your brain, uh, socks on the floor chilling, like playing games or whatever, introductions. And this is my student section. Then you've got the gaming section. Then you've got some music that I have uploaded for my stream so people can come in. And here's my particular announcement that I just did yesterday. Discord is being bought off by Big Corp, the Candy Crush guy. They've chosen him to take over. Remember the Candy Crush guy? Wants to sell you every little thing under the sun for nothing? This is how corporations make money by selling you air, digital bits and bytes. And I'm tired of it. I'm absolutely exhausted about it. Battle passes, subscription models. Nothing is ours anymore. Even Steam games, I'm a little bit skeptical on because what if Steam goes away? What if something happens to Steam? Where do my games go? Some of them I'll probably be able to play offline, sure, but I would have to like download every single one of them, put it on a hard drive somewhere. That's a lot of games. I've put a lot of money in my Steam. So I hope Steam stays forever. But we don't just own anything anymore. Everything is a subscription model and battle passes and whatever. So I've decided to essentially begin migrating. It's not very it's going to take a long time. I've had a lot of process to set these up. I have a section here for trading, based on certain details, markets, stock markets, crypto coins. You can join these as well. They are public by technicality, but you just have to go to my Patreon, sign up free, and I'll send you the link. Right, that's it. There's no actual cost here. But I have people that are trading, so we talk a lot about trading down there. I've got some techies, so we have programming productivity lounge. We have a lot of kind of bots being constructed, dashboards online, programming productivity, how to learn programming. So like even my gaming section has learning stuff, right? I'm all about education. I don't mind taking a moment answering questions if that person seeking the answer truly wants to benefit and grow from that. And it's always the case. You don't have to pay me for me to answer your question. If you want me to teach you a one-on-one full hour session, for sure. I'm gonna wanna, say, hey, I'm taking a whole hour with you. Well, normally my other students will essentially need that hour too, so there's a case for payment now. But if you're just sending me a message, I'll answer that question when I can. If I have a moment, I read it and I'm like, hey, done. Like, I don't care. I'm not trying to sell every single thing about my existence. Right. I have certain services I stick to. And if you have access to me in the community and I have the time available, of course, I will answer anything. So I'm not over here trying to be a big corp guy to sell every little breath of my existence. But I'm just showing you that education is kind of like the number one center thing, even in my gaming server, right? So this is where I normally would go stream, play with friends and stream it. But now Discord's becoming a bit enshittified, like Phasmophobia, etc., right? So I found a couple of options. I've started one thing called a Revolt, literally a Revolt. Cheers. Mm, and it's cool. It's probably lackluster of features. I haven't checked too many or I haven't done too much of the server setting process. I haven't even updated the icons yet. Because I have to find in all the designs that I've created. I put them in some folder somewhere. I'm gonna take this as a slow process. They're not enshittified yet. I mean, kind of like, yeah, I mean, if you ever seen the bottom corner somewhere down here, right? What's that? Lol. They think I'm talking about a game. That's funny. See, that's also weird. It's keeping track of everything happening on my computer and identifying it as something. In this case, Revolt, the app that is a open source version of Discord, is being identified as Revolt, the micro RC car game, I guess. It's still weird. Why are you looking at my computer without me actually being the one sharing that screen with you? Why do you know the process is being run in the background? It's a little sketchy to me. So Discord has been a little bit extra on the trying to reach into my computer and tell my friends what I'm looking at or what I'm playing or what I'm doing. Cool. I mean, this is what's happening up here in the corner. Phasmophobia, Victor Sheen, etc. Star Wars Battlefield 2. I get it. But it's also a little, I guess you can turn that off, right? But what happens to the moment in time or day in which we can't turn it off? And everything on our computer is being shared on what we're doing on Discord. Uh, uh, I'm not a fan. Anyway, the lackluster features will definitely be a thing, but I don't care about those extra features. I've already discussed. I don't care about those games in there. I just want my community to be in a nice, safe environment. I'm hoping to have bots. That's the one thing I really want, is a bot that I can use on Revolt that will manage and moderate my channel for me, which even if it is a simple API for like a Python script, I can make one easy. Um, I can make one for Revolt that will mimic something that would be on Discord, right? Same thing. So I'm hoping at least I have bots already done, otherwise I'm going to have to program it. But I just want members to come in. I can organize my members based on free or paid students or current students or whatever organization I want, or all my programming students, all my math students. Just that ability to organize for me personally, OCD. And OCD of a case that if I don't have it organized, my ADHD inflames and then I just can't focus on anything. So if everything is organized nicely, ADHD appeased. I can look at all the pieces all in little separate containers and I'd be like, all right, da 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 da, cool. But if everything's just scattered on the floor, ADHD is like, all right, nice wall. So organization is a big factor for me. And the case scenarios, yeah, sometimes even my work environment's not perfectly organized. Um, but it's enough and organized in a way for me to feel comfortable with. I know this is over here, and this is over here, and this is over here, and I can reach over here and grab that. And normally, the organization does kind of work around my reach to a certain thing that I can pull at any point in time. Like if I need to fidget, I bring out the little fidget box, and so on and so forth. Right. So I do have kind of a organized, yet some may see it as not organized mentality. But to me, it's organized. Because I have a thing for everything and it's placed in specific places that I know in my mind. Anyway, the point is this. I'm moving from Discord within probably the next year or two. Here's why. Let's go to the actual subject and the matter. We're going to see a little bit about what's going on. There it is. Is Discord doomed with their new CEO? Right? This is really where the tables turn. So let's take a
But
look at
let's get
this.
to
I've kind of watched a little bit,
with
and
Discord getting a
again, you
new
can take a
CEO
look at
that
this
worked at
person
the Candy Crush.
specifically. He does a great job explaining the situation. But here it is. Humam Sakini. Saknini? Sakanini? I don't know, man. Um, Go Sakani, Cap, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Candy Crush CEO. Do you see the pattern here? Do you see the pattern here? We all know is if you're a gamer and you've kept up with some gaming streamers and some news about gaming, and maybe you've never played World of Warcraft before. I haven't, but I know kind of the history behind it. They wanted to sell everyone a little horse mount. Had the community protested, they would have gave everyone that mount. But because people bought into this whole buy a skin scheme, it became a popular way for cosmetics to be sold on a digital market. And World of Warcraft to this day, now today, not doing so well. Not what it used to be. And it's not because it's old and stale, it's because the mechanics of the actual system changed. There is a battle pass system, I believe. There's also buying a bunch of random stuff. I think you can buy gold with real money, basically circumventing you the gameplay experience if you have plenty of money. It becomes a pay to win, basically, right? So World of Warcraft, pay to win. Call of Duty, same concept. Great game. I loved Call of Duty. 1, 2, zombie maps, Kino, all the classics. Then Black Ops came out. That was pretty cool. And then Black Ops 2, 3, 4, and all the other things that happened around it. And I'm like, wait, this is too much. Nothing really changed. Maybe the maps changed, maybe the guns skins changed. They introduced skins and all these things you can do to the guns. It's like the gameplay is important. I still want to play Black Ops again, the first one. I'll probably download it. But Kino, man. Zombies was my jam. Black Ops Zombies was my jam. So, oh, and now Discord. This is the guy that basically ruined games, if you can't tell by now. This is the guy that put in monetary processes in the gaming system, in the gaming environment that was normally not pay to win type of game. He's basically going to convert Discord into pay for everything. You want these skins? Here's a skin pack, $5, please. You want more than 100 or 1,000 people in your Discord? You have to pay for a monthly subscription to have more than 1,000 people in your Discord. Can you imagine if we go to that point? That's the moment I leave. If we go to like, hey, 100 people, $10 a month. 1,000 people, $50 a month. 10,000 people, $100 a month. I don't know. Like a server of people and units of individuals signing in and being listed on your server, they're not always active. They're not going to take up that space. So having to go through that and see that this might be the next step is where everything becomes monetized. Every little thing about Discord becomes monetized. That's when I start leaving. So I'm preparing now. I'm gonna learn Revolt. I'm going to create the bot if I need to. I'll post it on all my socials and potentially we're gonna work on it together on live stream. I like to program on live stream, so like and subscribe if you like to do chill music, games, programming, survival, community, keywords, right? Oh, but let's watch this. Let's watch this. Let's see what the heck is going on because honestly, I can't be bothered anymore to think about. I'm so exhausted about applications, games, and anything starting to get so god awfully monetized that it starts ruining our experience there. It just gets so annoying, man. Absolutely annoying.
Rush, the game with a gazillion microtransactions, and with Discord looking into an IPO to become a publicly traded company, I think we're about to witness Discord slowly selling its soul. I'm going to look into Discord's new CEO and his questionable history. I'm going to explain how Discord becoming a publicly traded company is a bad thing for all Discord.
We're gonna watch a little bit, not the whole thing. Keep in mind, this is no text to speech (NTTS). If you look up NTTS Discord, you'll find all of these, so you can watch the whole thing. But I just want to give you a taste of the disgust that's happening. It's going to happen. It hasn't happened yet. But again, we saw the previous places the CEO was. And they hired him for a purpose. Make money. So what do we expect? He's not going to do the same thing twice?
Discord users.
Three
And
times?
finally, I'm going to warn you about how Discord will inevitably change in the future, and no one,
Ensh
even Discord's
certification.
biggest glazers, are going to like it. But the first
No.
thing is, who is the new CEO? And it's someone named,
Yeah.
I'm going to get their name wrong, but it's Human Saknini. In Discord's article where they talk about the new CEO, they say
Sakanini.
that Saknini brings over
He can go
15
suck a
years of
knee.
gaming industry experience to Discord. Most recently, he was vice chairman at Activision Blizzard, managing a multi-billion-dollar portfolio, including Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Candy Crush. These are companies that are known for their microtransaction hells. With Candy Crush, you have to pay money for lives if you lose, and you can also pay money to make the puzzles in the game easier. We have Activision's Call of Duty that had an AI microtransaction. They sold you AI art for I think like $20. And we have Blizzard Entertainment, who sold you a 65
Even I use AI to generate music for my streams because it goes around the copyright. But I'm not gonna sell it to you. I didn't take that extra time to do it. I put some keywords together. I made a cool sound, and people like it. So then I'll give it to you for free. Like the caveat is support me. Just join my Discord for free, no payment. I give you the link to my Discord, and everything's in that list of the songs that you just saw. That's it. I'm not gonna like. There is a level of like, hey, support me for the content, but it's not like give me money for the content. I'm not gonna do that, right? And these guys are literally selling you someone's prompt that AI made without any intent, like on the actual creator himself being the labor. And they're 15 freaking bucks, 20 bucks for AI generated art. Hello? NFTs? Is anybody listening? NFTs? We're basically selling air again.
horse bundle. So things already look really horrible, and if you go on the internet, everyone's gut reaction is exactly what you would expect. His past is at Activision, which means that Discord is about to paywall literally every letter, comma, and thought on the platform. It probably won't even
Exactly.
let you log in without paying some sort of activation fee. This is the beginning
Exactly.
of the end for Discord. Mark my words. Wonderful. Get ready for microtransactions. Get 5 chat tokens for $5 so you can talk to your friends in your private Discord server. Give it a few
Yeah.
months, and we'll have Discord loot boxes. Now,
Oh
you might think
God.
these people are chronically online and just freaking out that my Discord is gonna be different. No. But these people aren't wrong. It's
Yeah.
just not exactly what they're thinking. And to
We
understand that,
see
we need
the
to look
pattern.
into the background, the deep, dark history of the new CEO. Because you
The
see,
pattern
it also
exists.
gets worse from what I found. So there's this article by PC Gamer talking about Discord's new CEO move, and they talk about the history of Saknini, where they went on his LinkedIn page, which if I try going on, profile not found, so
Uh-oh.
that's unfortunate. But they point
Uh-oh.
out that Saknini spent 8 years at a business consulting firm, McKinsey & Company, before joining Activision Blizzard. Now, McKinsey & Company is known for some notable things, like their controversy fueling the opioid epidemic. In fact, Wikipedia says that they turbocharged the sales of OxyContin during the opioid epidemic. In
Oh
fact, if
my
you look on
God.
Wikipedia, the controversies for McKinsey & Company are like fucking nuts. Government corruption scandals.
Oh
This
my
company is
God.
pure evil, and if I magically disappear, it's because I got assassinated. But a lot of these controversies
Damn.
didn't happen when Saknini was in the company. But after he moved from that, he joined Activision Blizzard as Chief Strategy and Talent Officer in 2009, and that went all the way to 2016. And on the contrary, this was the good times of Activision. We had Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I got called plenty of slurs on that, and the best of the best, Skylanders. Now, Skylanders was interesting because you didn't just buy a video game for the full price, you also had to
Yeah,
buy
those little
collectible
thingies.
toys. So they managed to make more money out of people. But then in 2016, following Activision's acquisition of King, if you don't know, King is the company behind the Candy Crush. Saknini became the chief financial officer and then the president of the company. And the reason why people are concerned about this is because Candy Crush was the epitome of microtransactions. You basically pay money for lives. If you lose a puzzle, you lose a life, and if you run out of lives, you pay money to get your lives back quicker, or you can wait 30 minutes. You can spend money to buy boosters or power ups, which are basically pay to win. It's a puzzle game that you're supposed to play. It's supposed to be hard. Hey, but you can pay the money to complete the puzzle. And even if you use all the boosters and all your lives and you still suck, you can just pay for extra moves, which is the whole challenge of the game. It was literally pay to complete. And there was an interview with Sacknini where he was talking about Candy Crush. It's important to us that our games are all genuinely free to play and can be completed without making any payment at all. Have you ever played Candy Crush without spending money? It's actual torture. But if I had a credit card, I'm $30,000 in debt from Candy Crush. But the important thing is that if they can fleece money out of microtransactions from 40-year-old moms, they're going to be able to find ways to do it for the Discord e-daters. And the important thing
Oh,
about this is
jeez.
that he was part of Candy Crush after Activision acquired the company, and this was during the time when Activision Blizzard posted that 61% of their 2021 income was microtransactions.
And there we go. This is as far as the video we're gonna go into, but make sure you look in the description. I'll go ahead and post this video, which you can also find by going on um, YouTube and then looking up NTTS Discord. So that's kind of the process, right? I'm not a fan of Kotaku, but let's also read what they have to say because there is a fundamental parallel going on. Kotaku is known for its kind of like biased. Well, it really depends on who the author, Arthur, author is. But they have a biased perspective, especially when it comes with AAA title games. But even they're gonna say there's a artery for gaming. Everyone that basically plays games uses Discord. Default place for companies to build communities around the games. So it's basically like becoming the new Teams for gaming. Like the Microsoft Teams, well, Microsoft Teams had to kill Skype in order to migrate people to Teams because no one was moving. So why did they actually kill Skype? It's because they want people to move to Teams. And it's the Teams of professional, but in the gaming world. So it's like maybe eventually there's going to be a big Teams and Discord plugin for collaboration. And then Microsoft gets its hands on Discord because there was at one point Microsoft wanted to buy Discord and they said no. Well, eventually I guess the people with the most integrity have fallen. So Discord was released in 2015 by founder Jason Citron. He's gone. He's gone. After shipping Mobile Royale on iPad called Fates Forever in 2014 that never took off, they pivoted to making communication platform for online gamers, which is a great pivot. They did a great job. Going public could change all of that. That's the problem. Every time a company goes public, like the video said, you begin to sell your soul to the investors and what they want. So it almost seems like, and this is really my logical conclusion here as a businessman, individual, if I had a product and I catered to that product for a long period of time, Discord, and I'm getting old and I'm tired of maintaining it, but someone wants to buy it from me, I'll probably cater and nourish that product for a long period of time. And considering the people that I work with, depending on if I hired correctly or not, maybe those people wouldn't be the best ones to actually fulfill the role after me. So maybe I'll be like, all right, time to cut it. Let's sell it, make as much as I can, and then I'll make a new product after. Or I'll hire a bunch of people to maintain a new product after with the money that I just sold Discord for. So as soon as I hear that a company goes public, I'm essentially selling on the stock market, if you know what I mean. Because there's a whole big change that's about to happen. If a company IPOs comes to the market as a brand new company and it grows through its existence in the public sector, public stock market, then I will buy the dip and wait for it to go up. But if a company has existed for a long period of time and now has a certain valuation and now it becomes publicly traded, I imagine that that evaluation is already up high. And as a swing trader, as a medium, short to mid time period trader, short being a week, mid being 6 months, I'm probably gonna start shorting it at particular places that show weakness. Because it's gonna be bearish after that point. They're probably gonna make a lot of money, so I'm gonna keep track of that. But eventually, people start trickling away. You've seen Black Ops, you've seen World of Warcraft, you've seen, I mean, Concord. They were not really settled in the system. They weren't a long-term player in the game. They were that specific type of, hey, new impact. Here's a whole different way to think about gaming. And people were like, nope, right? And Discord, same concept. Here's a whole new way that you're gonna look at Discord with loot boxes. And people are gonna say, nope. I think at this point in time, people are just tired of that. There will be, of course, people that will spend money on this bullcrap. I mean, heck, I even spent like what, $10 for a couple of things, and I had Nitro. I currently canceled my Nitro because I'm tired of giving money. That's a lot of money. Giving money on a yearly basis to try and keep up the server. For what? A couple of perks? And now it's gonna get worse. So I'm not gonna support it personally. Oh, anyway, that's it, man. Like, honestly, this is getting redonkulous. This is something horrible, 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 horrible coming to us in Discord. And we should be prepared. And I'm doing my due diligence by starting a whole new space. Hopefully, I mean, this is an open source version of Discord, but then again, OpenAI was also a open version of AI until corporations locked it down. So who knows? Maybe people would migrate to something like Revolt, TeamSpeak, or whatever other location. And then eventually they buy that one off too. And then we're gonna have to migrate to the next best thing and constantly move away from these corporations trying to constantly intersect our interactions because they're fighting for our time. If they can't fight our time in gaming environments, trying to basically psychologically lure us into gaming loops and daily quests and complete this to get this and these things that have us log into these games on a continuous basis so that we have to keep up with the system of I need this new thing or I need to make sure I do my dailies. They're trying to fight for our time. And if they can't do it on an app, they're going to buy that app that takes our time. And they know, I think Discord has what, 200 million plus users? That's a lot of people. They want their grubby paws on that. So I'm gonna leave it here now. I could talk about this all day, but I'm really tired, y'all. What do you think? Are you tired? Are you tired of this bullcrap? Are you tired of constantly having to like think about corporations? Not even corporations. Maybe you don't think about it, but then you see it. You just see it in the middle. Angry Birds. It was a great game when it started, and then you started seeing things to buy. Oh, buy this bird, buy that extra bird to throw, buy this big bird that blows everything up, buy this and that. Games should be played for enjoyment. When you buy a game, it should be buyable. You should have a free version with ads and then a buyable with no ads. Really, that's where it should cut itself loose. And if you buy the game, there shouldn't be a battle pass on the backside of that game that lets you get more turns, make the game easier. Like that just kind of kills the challenge of a game. A game isn't just to stare at something and have completionist syndrome of trying to get to the end. A game should challenge people to try and be better. Like that's the best types of games are the ones that challenge either the skill set of individual, the reflexes of individual, the choices nowadays, make the right choices within the game to optimize your path, strategize, puzzle solving skills, and we're just taking all that away and putting it behind a paywall. Hey, if you don't want to solve a puzzle, if you don't want to make choices, use money. You know what tires me the most? Use money to overcome growth. That's kind of a life problem. There's people out there that have grown into money and they can solve anything with the money that they have from themselves or maybe inherited from their parents. Just throw money at the problem, it'll be fine. And it almost seems like there's a disconnect between base life, hunter-gatherer life, the basics of why you should be happy with what you have no matter what you have. The basics versus I want this, I want that, I want this, I get this, I want this, I want this, I want a 30-inch TV. Well, now I want a 40-inch TV. Well, now I want a 50-inch TV. I got a BMW. Well, now I got to get a Bugatti. I got this Nike, this thingy, this like it's just a constant want, right? And this is just a reflection of that same thing. If you don't want to challenge yourself for the better, hey, just spend some money and you'll get to the end of your completionist syndrome. Don't worry. Don't try. Just put money into it. Oh, yeah, I can keep talking about this, but I'm gonna go ahead and be done here. So, thank you for joining. Like and subscribe if you want to hear me rant more about crap. Or if you want to learn math, I do random math sessions. I have office hours on a daily basis. I'm trying to do it as often as I can, but the more people that start coming through, I do have like a good regular set of 5 people that come through. And then over time, I get decent views. So it does motivate me to do it on a regular basis, maybe a couple of every other day, every day. But the more people that come in, the more I'm going to want to really do it every single day. So if you want to join me in my office hours, ask math questions, programming questions, basically anything that I can teach you, or just chat, or just rant with me, whatever, subscribe, turn the notification on, and I'll see you in my office hours. Otherwise, I'm fatigued. I'm so tired of these corporations constantly impeding on my fucking space, man. I'm so tired. I hope I know, I don't hope you are, but I hope that if you are tired, you feel like this and you are ready to keep moving because we're gonna do this until they run out of money, until they keep buying things that doesn't make them money over and over and over, and they bleed themselves to death because they just keep wanting to intercept our freedoms and put a paywall behind it. And I think that's the only thing we can actually do is just keep migrating, keep moving from platform to platform every time a corporation decides to buy it. That's it. That's all we can do. I mean, that's really a decent, it's a decent ability. That is our freedom to do so, but once you get settled into something, you don't really want to move. And now I got to recreate the whole server set, the permissions, the bot activity. I have to recreate the programming for the bot with a new API that's related to Revolt. Hopefully it's similar to Discord. You get it, right? Like just the migration of it. We move from point A to point B, no problem, but then we have to like build everything up from scratch, right? If your New York City is being rampaged by immigrants, you want to go to the mountains and live there, but you got to build yourself a cabin again, and you got to build yourself a farm and sustainability. We have to do it in the digital world too. So it sucks. It sucks. But if this keeps happening, we just gotta keep moving. Just gotta keep moving until they run out of money. And that's really the life lesson here. Keep bleeding them dry until they don't have money to keep doing it to us. Yeah. Cheers, and see you in my office hours.